my truck in the bowels of America, the Middle East of America, somewhere in Pennsylvania. We got checked in here about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, something like that. We're delivering Monster Energy to a beverage distributor. They own the warehouse and they got a bunch of trucks. And they do what's considered the final mile delivery, I would believe. So we brought them some product to take to their customers, which, it's what we do in the trucking industry. Hope kids doing okay this morning. It is September 2nd. Most of us need to check our lottery tickets to see how many billions of dollars we've won. I can already tell you that I didn't win. It'll be announced on the news here shortly. It'll be like, hey, Sterling didn't win $1 billion and he can't help all of his friends. Too bad, so sad. No $1 billion for you. I don't need to do a green screen, do I? What else can we do with the camera? Can we do that? Oh, totally killed my camera. What else can we do? We're going to sit here and just press buttons until things happen. It is a Tuesday. Today's a Tuesday. Holy crap, it's a Tuesday. This week it's going to fly by. Probably because we started our week on a Tuesday. It's the day after Labor Day. Yesterday on the channel, I did a little Labor Day celebration. Hung out with some good friends. And had a nice little discussion on the Church of Wheel, which is my live shows. I do those every once in a while, just to prove that I can. I have social anxiety, so it's hard for me to speak in public. And doing live shows is a good exercise for that. So that's my advice for you for today. If you're afraid to speak in public, just do it anyway. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to make an idiot of yourself, or you'll trip and fall over yourself, or you'll say something stupid or say something wrong, which is totally cool. Let me know if you're in here. I don't see any comments or nothing. I'm going to keep pressing buttons till I figure out what I'm doing around here. Let's see. We've got chat filter. Let's do all messages. There we go. Drop some comments and let me know if your kids are if you're awake. Let me know how your weekend was. We had Labor Day weekend, which means discount mattresses and hot dogs and hamburgers for everybody. We got Robloxian saying hello. First in the comments section. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. My name is Nobody saying good morning. It is a good morning. We saw the sunrise here about an hour ago. And life is good when you see the sunrise a lot. The last 2 months or so that I've been trucking, I pretty much get to see the sunrise every day. And my day is off if I don't get to see the sunrise. My schedule really doesn't exist. I don't have much of a schedule. Make sure you got your high visibility vest. Sometimes I start 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, some stuff like that. But for me, it's important to see that sunrise. And that hour before the sunrise comes up is always when you're the tiredest. You start yawning, you roll down the windows while you're driving down the road, you blast the radio as loud as you can get it. And then that sun comes up and you're instantly recharged, right? I'm going to get to some more comments here. Uh-oh. I feel somebody bouncing around in my trailer, which means I'm getting unloaded. It should take about... You can never guess. It would be stupid for me to sit here and be like, 5 minutes and it'll be totally unloaded now. Get to some comments here. Hope you kids are doing okay. Mystery K-pop. It's not a nice day here in the UK. I hear I've got some new friends that live in Wales, and they said it was unseasonably dry this year. Like not a lot of rain and stuff. So I don't know where you're at in the UK, but listen, if it's not nice outside, go ahead and stay inside. Get on the computer, play some video games, do something cool. If you got musical instruments, try practicing. Keep yourself occupied, right? Mr. Stepper, I hit my 51,000K of subscribers today. Good on you. Good on you. 51,000 people following your channel. Mr. Stepper says, I'm happy. You should be proud. You should be proud. 51,000, that's a lot. Keep in mind there's like 9 billion people in the world, and the fact that you got 51,000 people to follow you, just checking out your channel. I'll check out your channel too. Check it out, see what you're up to, see what your channel's about. And hell, you're here in the comments anyway. Tell me what your channel's about. It's my birthday. Well, happy birthday. How old are you? There's no shame in saying how old you are. You should be proud of whatever your age is. I just turned 45 this year. And I've got a 14-year-old daughter. And she just started high school this year. And she wants to be a chef, I think. She wants to get into the culinary arts. And which is cool, because she's an artistic person. And I think being a chef would suit her well. Do any of you kids like to, make stuff in the kitchen? Do you like to feed your family? But happy birthday there, Mystery K-Pop. Dream in Future. I like that name. Dream in Future. We're always striving for the future, right? That's a cool name. Dream in Future said hi. And done subscribed. You subscribe to my crazy channel? Let me tell you what my channel is about, though. There's no reason to subscribe to my channel. Listen, I do this channel as a hobby of mine, because right now I live pretty much full time in a semi truck. I don't have a house or apartment or anything like that, so I'm saving money. And outside the windshield here, there's a bunch of trucks and stuff. You kids want to see the trucks. You don't want to see me. Let me flip my camera around. So we're at a shipping place, like a warehouse. And so these trucks are all getting unloaded right now. And you'll see in my mirror, you see that red light flashing? That means they're ready to unload my trailer. So here in a little bit, you'll feel a forklift. Well, you won't feel it. I'll feel it. There'll be a forklift bouncing around inside the trailer, and they're going to unload 44,000 pounds of Monster Energy drinks. And then that's all the trucks that actually belong to this company that I'm delivering to. And those trucks, their trailers are parked somewhere else right now, but the drivers that work for this company, that's the trucks that they drive. I'm gonna flip the camera around, talk at you some more. Flipping camera now. There we go. But yeah, so we're hanging out in a semi truck right now, waiting to get unloaded. Like I showed you the little red light out there. Once the trailer's done bouncing around and stuff, that light will turn green. And this customer that I checked in with, they'll actually give me a call before I'm allowed to pull away from the dock, because you want to make sure there's nobody in the trailer when you pull away from the dock. But yeah, so my channel, I was trying to tell you, my channel is my YouTube hobby. So I like editing video. You'll see my hobbies, my motorcycle hobby, my trucking life, basically, which is a hobby that turned into a career. I've been a truck driver for, it's hard to say how many years, but only because I can't math right now. It's too early to math. I've got about 2 million miles, 2.5 million miles of experience. Been in the trucking industry my whole life. I was a diesel mechanic before I became a truck driver. And so I've seen everything. I've been everywhere in the United States. I keep with Google, you can track like where you've been for years, right? And I've had that Google tracking on my Google Maps active since 2011. And I keep wanting to ask Google, how do you ask Google anything? Do you send them an email? Do you call them? Do they have a 1-800 number? And you're like, hey, Google. I want to ask them what percentage of highways I've been on in the United States. Like, have I been on 80% of every highway in the United States? Have I been on 100%? Not 100%, there's no way. But I'm pretty sure in my career, I do all 48 state. I'm pretty sure I've done every major interstate from beginning to end. I-80. I've been on I-80 from San Francisco, where it starts or ends. Does it start there or does it end there? Hard to say. I've been there all the way to, Boston, and like right now I'm in Pennsylvania, near Scranton, I think. It's funny. Once you've been trucking long enough, you don't really pay attention to where you're at anymore. You're just there getting delivered. It feels like they're unloading the trailer. You'll see me bouncing around on screen a little bit. It doesn't feel like a forklift. I think they're using a pallet jack. They either use a forklift where, you drive the forklift and it's got the forks and all that, or they've got an electric power forklift, a pallet jack basically. Or there's like the flat out manual pallet jack where you got to, jack it up to get it off the ground and stuff. This feels like maybe an electric pallet jack. And they're being pretty gentle. We've got 44,000 pounds of Monster Energy back there. I meant to take a picture of it, but whatever. You've seen Monster Energy. There's 44,000 pounds of it back there. Not back here. That's my sleeper right there. That's my bedroom. You kids aren't allowed back there. That's private. BVK90 said hi. Good seeing here. Newt Nilsson, hi from Sweden. Good time, Sweden. That's an awesome country. What's the weather like today? My name is Nobody says, put in a like for this good man. That's right. Hit the like button. We got 9 likes and about 5 people watching, which is fine. These vertical lives, they'll show up in YouTube Shorts feeds, so it'll trick people to pop in here and say hi. But hello, hope you're having a good day. It's the 2nd day of September here in America on the East Coast. Weather's cooling off. You can already see the leaves changing on some of the trees. Not where I'm currently at. But yeah, I was driving through West Virginia yesterday to get where I'm at right now, and there's a lot of trees that have already started to change. So it's hard to say what kind of winter we're gonna have this year, but I think it might be pretty cold. We're in for a very I think we're in for a very cold winter. It's been a while since we had a really crazy winter. And I'm talking about like the whole of the United States. I used to be based on the West Coast. I used to run from Reno, Nevada up to Portland a lot. And crossing over the mountains, the Cascades. And we didn't get a whole lot of snow last year. I think I only chained up a semi-truck maybe twice. But this company that I drive for right now, they require us not to chain up. If it's snowing that bad, you just park the truck and get paid. They pay you by the hour to sit, pay you by the day. Let's get to some more comments. Eric Dean saying hello. Hope you're doing well. BBK90 saying cool trucks. All the trucks that I showed you out here, I can show you again, right? I can show you again. I can read the comments and show you trucks. So we're currently in. Tell me what kind of truck that is. You know what that emblem's for, right? You gotta tell me what kind of truck this is. But out here we see similar trucks to what I'm driving. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to guess. And there's also, like right here, that's a Freightliner Cascadia. That doesn't belong, that's like an owner-operator. That's not one of the company drivers. But as you can see right next to it, you've got a Volvo. I think one of you are from Sweden, so you've seen Volvos before, right? And there's another one right here. That right there is a regional truck. You'll notice how the sleeper on the back of the cab, right behind the doors, that truck kind of is shorter than like a normal sleeper truck. So, well, yeah, take a look at this one, right? So that's probably a what, 50-inch sleeper, something like that. And then compare it to, you know, the big Volvo, which I think overseas is called a Globetrotter. I don't know if you have conventional style semi trucks over there, but that's the biggest Volvo right there. It's a 670, I think it is. But you see how the cab is bigger. It's got a window on the side, like right there. Uh-oh. Anyway, so that's more of an over-the-road highway truck where the driver's out for many days at a time. And then compared to that one, that driver would probably be out no more than a few days. You know, maybe home every day. So it's a smaller truck. You can get into deliveries a lot easier. And if you notice, right before the right before the rear tires right there, you see a box and then you see a fuel tank. That box right there is an auxiliary power unit, also known as an APU. So when the driver stops, he doesn't have to idle the motor. He just runs that, and he's got his air conditioning and heating, and if he's got a refrigerator or a microwave or something like that. So it provides a better living condition than you know, just a normal truck, you know, a truck that doesn't have a sleeper of any kind on it. But I appreciate you kids for stopping by and saying hi. Hope you had a good weekend. Here in the States, we had Labor Day, which is the last day of summer usually. And there's a lot of sales, you know, all the retail stores. It's a good time to get a cheap mattress, and, you know, electronics are on sale. And I kind of think it's a little late for like back to school stuff, because kids have been in school for probably a month by now. My daughter is. And it's funny, if you ask, I asked AI yesterday, you know, the Google AI, what Labor Day was, and it totally skipped over the Pullman strike and, you know, what Labor Day was. It made Labor Day seem like, oh, time for family to go hang out and have hot dogs and fun times and all that stuff. And no, Labor Day was, the working conditions used to be a lot worse in the United States. You know, factories, and they would just work you till you die. And nobody had benefits and stuff like that. Yeah, the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, and workers had to stand up and fight back, and like, hey, I'm dying for this job, and I'm trying to take care of my family, and if I die, nobody's going to take care of my family. So it was important for people to step up, and you see the birth of unions and stuff like that. And no, yesterday was a day to reflect on how good we have it now, which is kind of hard to do from the trucking industry, because, you know, I'm trapped in a semi truck. There's very few there's very few benefits as far as, you know, I don't work a 9 to 5. I live in a semi truck. I got to obey the laws and rules and regulations of the road. But as far as like labor rights or anything like that, just like this week, I worked four 14-hour days in a row. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And, you know, for most of you, like if you're working at McDonald's or something like that, and you put in a 14-hour shift, that I don't think they would actually allow you. I think you do a 12-hour shift at the most. So for truck drivers, that's just part of the game. We're allowed to work 70 hours a week. 70 hours a week. Sometimes it's good money, but if you actually sit down and run the numbers, how much do you make in a week? And then divide that by how many hours you've worked. And the trucking industry doesn't really pay that. You're lucky to make over $20 an hour. BVK 90 Have you ever got people trying to break in your truck? It's a common thing here in the Netherlands. Um, the last 3 years, there's been a lot of cargo theft and a lot of fraud in the trucking industry. So right now we've got extra locks on our trucks. Um, my truck has extra security and extra cameras on it, just to make sure that I'm safe. And yeah, I've never had anyone try to break into the truck that I'm in right now. But I did a few years ago, more than a few years ago. I want to say 2016. I was in I was in Detroit, parked for the night, and I was in the sleeper. It was cold enough night that I didn't have to run the APU or anything like that. I had the windows open just a little bit, just a little bit. You didn't want the windows all the way open, but in the sleeper you've got windows that you can vent up top and stuff like that. And I heard somebody pull one of my door handles, and I always keep the cab is always locked, but I could hear, like, on the passenger door, somebody like pulled a door handle. And I waited for a second, like I was just about to fall asleep, and I hear the sound of a door handle being pulled, which isn't that loud, but when you're alone and it's quiet and something like that happens, it's way louder than you think it is. And they went over to the driver's side door and pulled the handle twice. And once I heard that, I was like, this ain't happening. And at the time, I had a Mossberg Mariner that I'd polished, a stainless steel shotgun, and I just stuck it through the center curtain, and they quit pulling on the door handles. But here in the States, truck drivers won't admit to having weapons or anything like that. I don't carry anything right now. I don't own the truck that I'm in right now, so it's fine. Now listen, if you want the truck, you can have it. I don't care. Just drop me off. Let me grab my bags and you can have the truck. I'm not going to risk my life for a semi truck. I risk my life enough driving on the highways. I don't need to risk myself for a friggin' semi truck. Come on now. Tolga's in the house from the land of Turkey, saying that he sees my name is Nobody. My name is Nobody, saying hi, Tolga. K-Mag is trying to communicate there. I'm not sure what language. Bro, do you use AAI? Are you trying to say AI? Everybody uses AI and you don't even realize it. But yeah, I've been using AI, experimenting around with it and stuff. It's all right. SST's in the house, said hi. Tolga saying morning to SST. My name's Nobody, saying SST. Good morning. SST, sick Semper Tyrannis, saying hi to Tolga and Patrick. Tolga saying, don't forget to leave a like, Legends. Double tap the screen if you're watching on the phone. That's right, just right there in the middle of the screen. Just tap it. Here, you can tap right along with me, right there. Just tap it once. BBK90, are you responsible if that happens? What, if somebody steals a truck? Well, yeah, you're going to get questioned. Listen, in the trucking industry, at least here in America, we're all guilty until proven innocent. Law enforcement can pull us over at any time for any reason with no, like, they don't have to be like, hey, I didn't see you wearing your seatbelt. No, they can just pull you over. And that's for the safety of the general public, because we're responsible for everything on these trucks. We're responsible for every nut and bolt and tire and hose, all the fluids, all the lights. We're always responsible for everything in these trucks. So yeah, if the truck got stolen, like, they would investigate me. They'd check, for one, they would check my credit. They would check, all sorts of stuff. They would drug test me if the truck got stolen. But that's just normal for the industry, because there's the barrier of entry to the trucking industry has been lowered so much that there are some shady people out here working. And there's nothing against that. Like, some of the best truck drivers I know are felons. They've had years in prison, and they come out here to turn their life around and participate in society. There's nothing against that, right? But yeah, like what I was saying there, we're always guilty until proven innocent, which makes it hard to do our job sometimes. Because if you're like me, I like to just do my job right and not be bothered. Like, the whole reason that we're truck drivers, at least the over the road variety, like I am, doing 48 state, I'm doing this because, for one, I want a corner office. Let me show you my office at least. You know, we're sitting here talking about trucking and stuff, but, you know, I've got a corner office, just like the guy driving that truck. And, you know, there's nobody sitting in the passenger seat or anything like that. This is my office. And I don't get bothered. And then, you know, we've got this little computer right here that, you know, allows me to talk to dispatch and all that. And that's where I'm hanging my phone off of right now. But I'm left alone to do my job. And that's what makes this career so great. It's also serving another purpose for me right now. Is I'm trying to rebuild my life, and I really don't want to spend money on a house or an apartment or anything like that. So it's nice to just drive and make money. My grocery bills are a little expensive because I'm eating on the road all the time, and I still haven't figured out like what I should put in the truck for cooking food or anything like that. I'm gonna look out the window and see if they're still got the red light. Still got the red light. They're not done unloading the trailer. But yeah, that's I don't even know what I was talking about. Good morning though. Here in a little bit, I think in an hour or two, I have a video premiering. So if you want to see more about like what I do in the trucking industry and what it's like to ride along with me, check out that video. It's called Sterling Wheel, which is me. I am Sterling Wheel. Trucker motor vlog. And it starts off with a music video. My friend Snorlord has gifted me a bunch of his music, so if you want to listen to some heavy metal, some crazy heavy metal, it starts off with a music video, and then I just bounce around into a camera, start talking to a camera right there. GoPro Hero 11, right? I had this mounted in a couple different locations, and I just talk at the camera. In that video that you're going to see here, probably in an hour or two, I didn't use my good microphones. I just used the GoPro, so I don't know if the quality is that good or not. Let me know if you watch the video. Leave a comment in the video, by the way. Let me know how I did. And listen, you're welcome to ride with me anytime. I've always said that. Subscribe to my channel, you know, stuff like that. Give videos a like and all that. And you can ride along with me anytime, especially if you hit the notification bell. That's always important. I've got really bad allergies, and first thing I woke up this morning, grabbed a bite to eat out of the fridge, took my allergy meds, but I still feel itchy. It's one of those days where I just need to take a shower to feel better. But yeah, BVK 90, good seeing here. Sith Lord Last said hi. Hi to you. BVK 90 saying yes. I'm not sure what you're saying yes to, but it's good to have you here. They're bouncing around in my trailer right now. I'm gonna let you stare at the air vent because I need to pick my nose. I don't want to do it on camera because I'm a gentleman. Oh, I need to blow my nose is what it is. I ain't doing that on camera. You don't pay me enough. I gotta see some super chats if you want to see me blow my nose on camera. Oh, gross. Oh, humanity, am I right? Oh, nobody guessed what kind of truck I'm driving. Can you guess? There's an emblem right there on the seat. Nobody tried to guess. Swear. Daniel says, can I ask a question, please? Please ask questions. I'll answer some questions. I'll answer anything. Seriously, I'll answer anything. Tolga's saying, let's make it global, mate. We are. We are broadcasting all over the world. We're broadcasting all over the world. We're hanging out in a semi-truck. We're getting delivered this morning. We're making some money. We're drinking Arizona half and half iced tea. I swear that's not piss. Want me to prove it? I'll drink it. Not piss at all. I'm supposed to shake these up really good. I neglected to do that. Tolga's saying, oh yeah, everybody can change themselves easily if they want it, but I can understand the company policies to investigate drivers as well. They can't know if the driver involved is to anything or not. Yeah, it's loss prevention is a big part of the trucking industry. There's a lot of freight being stolen. There's a lot of freight being damaged. There's a lot of people, shady people out there stealing things or messing with things that they're not supposed to and selling stuff on Craigslist or Marketplace after they steal it, So it only makes sense that if something got stolen that I would be investigated. But that's never happened in my entire career, and it's not going to anytime soon. Tolga saying, in the summary, give a sub and join the madness. Yeah, go ahead and give a sub if you want. Daniel says, can I ask a question, please? Daniel say, why do most ladies like bad boys more than the nice guys? It's because bad guys are more exciting, and the ladies see the bad guys, and the bad guys are the ones shaking and moving and trying to do stuff, and it's natural. Don't let it freak you out. Just be aware that if you want to get attention from a girl, you gotta tease them a little bit. You gotta pique their interest. Nothing in this world works without agitation. And what I mean by that is everything that we see around us right now, nothing just came to be because somebody decided to create it, right? Let me give you an example. All of these trucks that you see out here were created to fix a problem. 100 years ago, we didn't have semi-trucks. We had horses that pulled carriages, right? And that's how we delivered things all over the United States. Well, after a while, people came to the market, they agitated the market and said, listen, we've got a gasoline motor. You ain't got to worry about the mess of horses. So I'm going to make a truck. And furthermore, I'm going to make a truck that has a house built onto it. And there you go. I've got a phone call. I got to let you kids go. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll catch you later. Okay, we're back. I just got my papers. I gotta let you kids go. Hang by my channel sometime, Daniel, and I'll tell you more about life and answer your questions and stuff. It's good that you ask questions, but listen, the girls like the bad boys because the bad boys get things done. So don't be a nice guy. Be a dangerous monster. Motobomb Virginia saying good morning. My name is Nobody saying hi to Motobomb. Tolga saying hi to Motobomb. Tolga saying good question, actually. It's a very good question. Hi, Tolga and Nobody. Karen Hootner saying hi. Yeah. Good seeing here. Tolga, stay happy, folks. See y'all later. And Tolga saying, oh, never mind. Yeah, I was looking for the off button, but I answered the phone. I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good day. And do something nice for somebody. Do something nice for yourself. Like today, I should probably manicure my goatee. But we've got a green light out there. The bills are ready. They're actually sitting in the back of the trailer, and I'm good to go. I can go make some money. I've got a couple loads today already. Kind of local stuff. Pays me good money, so I'm not worried about it. And stay tuned to this channel. There's a premiere coming up. You're going to watch a really cool video. It's about 35-40 minutes. and get to ride with me in a semi truck. And I made it just for you. Don't share it with anybody else. Catch you later. Have a good day. Have a day.